a moment.
Just shout into that
sorry,
thing.
Lower. Yeah. The mask. Ian, you've worked with on some of the Taylor Sheridan shows and movies. He's like one of my favorite writers, directors. I just wanted to know if you can talk about any of your experiences on Wind River, for example.
Yeah, Taylor is he's a really interesting story and an intelligent man and a wonderful director and a spectacular writer. And he grew up as an actor. We were actors together, kind of breaking our ground in LA. And so he knows the whole process. He knows how to speak to actors the way most directors don't because they haven't done it or struggled through it. And then when you combine that into how he writes for the actors that he knows he's voicing, it's just a perfect storm. And then you combine, he's got once-in-a-generation talent really with the pen. He's reasonable and fun, and he lets you do your stuff. It's a joy to work with. Wind River was great. We've done a couple other pictures together, and so it's nice to be in that world, and I hope to continue doing it on Yellowstone and beyond.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you so much. Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, I love the show. So I think one of the things that I love the most is that you see so many layers of the characters, and they have obstacles to overcome, but they're not just villains. They have flaws in themselves and relationships within the family they would overcome. So I want to know, what's the favorite flaw that you think brings strength to your character?
Great question.
The favorite flaw that brings strength?
Yeah, like something, that kind of describes the humanity maybe of the character.
I would say that Lois is sort of stubborn and bullheaded and uncompromising, but that's also what makes her Lois Lane.
I would say trying to please everyone.
I'd say that Jonathan, he's very headstrong, and he has a very young, bold heart, so to speak. And I think that he'll jump into any situation without necessarily thinking it through, which can be good. I think that he's definitely a very brave character, but it's maybe a bit naive sometimes as well.
I would echo that naivete about Jordan. I think sometimes he has a tendency to, lash out and everything. I think it's just from a place of not being mature just yet, and it'll be interesting to see how he develops over the seasons.
I would say for Anderson, his simultaneously his best and his best characteristic and his worst flaw are the same, and that is his ultimate belief in what he thinks is correct. And as you progress, you'll see how that plays out.
Thank you.
Thank you. I think, Tyler, you bring up an interesting notion of the character of Superman as in terms of an alien who's defending Earth, who's like an outsider, but then it becomes his ultimate goal to be that defender, and almost to a fault, where it's like other things like family can sometimes fall by the wayside, where it's like, oh, I gotta go save the world again, but meanwhile I'm juggling all this on the home front.
Well, it's like at the end of the day, where do you draw that line? Like when is it like, well, yes, I do need to be there, and that is not important enough for me to get there. So like that's the thing from the beginning we would always try to play with is, how do you make that decision? At the end of the day, these guys have one dad, and it's him. So you got to be there.
The show explores it so well. Let's go take a question from this side. Go ahead.
This one's for Alex. I just want to say that it's been really incredible to get to see the misfit kid be a superhero for once, because we've never really seen that. So it's been really amazing for me. Right in the first episode of season 1, I literally screamed when I saw that happen. So I just want to ask you, what has it been like for you to portray that kind of character and bring a voice to a character that we've never really seen in a superhero show or movie?
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank you for your appreciation. First and foremost, I suppose it was an honor. I mean, anyone that went to high school with me knew I did not have many friends. Not that I appreciate those that I did have, but I was certainly a misfit my whole life. So getting to represent us, if you will, and then also having the weight of him being the super in the show, it's more than anything been an honor. It's been a hope of mine that I do it with care and I do it well. So I really appreciate your appreciation.
You do it amazingly, by the way.
Thank you very much.